Hello, darkness, my old friend.
What you have just witnessed is my reaction to every Ducks game so far this season except the game that was versus the Seattle Kraken. Welcome everybody to a new episode of QUACKAST. I am your host, Matt. Very frustrated Rosov. Whew. Boy, what a tough start to the season for the Ducks, my friends. Ducks drop another game and finish the road trip in Detroit 0-4-1. Getting only 1 out of a possible 10 points in 5 games. That's truly terrible. Ducks lose 5-1 in the final game of the road trip. Like most of our losses this season, guys, a big theme of the game was penalties. Sound familiar? Well, it should be at this point. Ducks can't stop taking penalties in these games. With 5 goals surrendered, a grand total of 3 are on the power play, which is not good at all. We probably have one of the worst penalty percentages in the league. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. And of course, our first penalty came 18 seconds into this contest. Nathan Beaulieu's penalty holding on Oscar Sundqvist. You maybe just call it 2 minutes for you can't do that. Dylan Larkin would get that power play goal 2:02 into the first. Zegras battling on a rebound, gets it past Ville Husso to tie the game at 1. David Perron would get the second power play goal of the game for Detroit. And then, from this point, the Ducks had no chance. Even when they started putting up the flurry of shots they did by the end of the second period, Ville Husso was just stopping them all. Joe Veleno would get the third goal for Detroit to make it 3-1. And then in the third period, Dominik Kubalik, who came over from the Blackhawks via, I believe, the free agency, made it a score of 4-1 power play goal. And then, a guy I think I highlighted as player to watch, Elmer Soderblom, Vowie quietly, scored his second career goal in his 5th career game to make it 5-1, and that would be all the scoring. John Gibson played terribly, I think. Some of the goals, But then again, I can say John Gibson plays terribly, which is kind of my cop-out, but then I have to realize that we literally have no team defense, because I literally asked one of our previous episodes, what the devil is defense? But in this case, I can't say what the devil because we're not playing New Jersey. The only thing I can say is, what are you Wingnuts doing on defense?
Bruh.
Gotta fix this. And also, if we keep losing this badly in our next few games, please expect Dallas Eakins to get fired. I personally want him fired by Game 15 because he just doesn't have it anymore. And he's never had it as a coach, I think, at the NHL level. Our next game is back home, just our second home game of the season, on a Wednesday, and it's going to be against, oh Jesus, it's the Tampa Bay Lightning. Well, chalk this one up for a loss, even though I said this last year and they somehow won that game. But I'm putting an asterisk on that game, because when the Ducks played the Lightning last year, Dallas Eakins was not coaching. That is shocking, I know. This is because at that time, Eakins was out with that thing. And Mike Stothers took his place to coach, and Stothers put together a well-coached game. He's still the assistant coach, for those who don't know. And the Ducks won that game 5-1.
Most impressive.
But we're not going to have nearly that much luck. The Lightning, despite their struggles this year, won their last couple games. And they're going to be on a back-to-back tonight versus our freeway rival Kings. So we may not have to play against Andrei Vasilevsky. We might get to face their backup, who we've had good career success against, in Brian Elliott. So the big players to watch on the Tampa Bay Lightning, are obviously Steven Stamkos for one, because he's already got 9 points in 7 games, 7 of which are goals. And don't give them a power play, likely will though, because Stamkos will do his blistering one-timer from his favorite spot on the ice, and that'll likely happen about 2-3 times. Nikita Kucherov, their forward, is also right. He's a right winger. No goals so far this season. 8 assists though, in 6 games, so that's still more than a point per game. That's a very good player, so keep your eye on that guy. The big defenseman, Victor Hedman, who's been in this league for a very long time. Keep your eye on him. He wears number 77. So far this season, no goals but 5 assists. He's a very good puck handler. And let's also keep our eyes on... Let's go with our old friend Corey Perry. Yes, we all know about Corey Perry and what he did in our time with us.
Yep.
And he still has that same role of being a pest and screening your goalie in front of your net and tipping the puck in when it gets to him. He's an annoying player, and you love him if he's on your team, you hate him if he's not. But for me, even though he's not on our team, I loved Corey Perry. Great player. Keep your eye on him, number 10, likely on the third line. For the Ducks, we obviously need to keep our eyes on Troy Terry. Trevor Zegras, and Frank Vetrano are currently tied for the team leading goals, each with a trio of them. Terry is, obviously we know, emerged as an elite goal scorer last year. He scored 37 times. 7 goals or 7 points in 6 games so far. Good start to the season for Terry. As for Vetrano, he's got 3 points, all of which are goals, in 6 games played. So that's a point every other game. And then for Zegras, 3 goals and assists for 4 points in 6 games. So good for him. And let's also, along with those 3, let's keep an eye... I want to put a new player on our spotlight. Dmitry Kulikov. Obviously, he hasn't done much so far, but he's at least been a pretty decent option on our second pairing or third pairing of defensemen, wherever we've been putting him. Only has 1 assist so far for 6 points, but I'm sure that total will go up. Keep your eye on the defenseman wearing number 29. For the predictions, as I said, the Ducks have absolutely no chance.
That is correct.
Even though I said that last year and I was wrong, I am confident that this year I'm going to be right, especially with how, 1, Dallas Eakins has coached this year, and 2, the way this team defense has been defending. It's defended as well as a twig against a raging waterfall. So, for that being said, I am going to go with a prediction of Tampa Bay Lightning 7 and Anaheim Ducks 2. That is my prediction. Tampa Bay wins the game 7-2. We stand no chance. They completely get us, and it's not even shocking in the slightest. Remember to click like on this video and subscribe if you haven't done that already. Leave your comments down below in the comment box. Click the bell in the corner up there to be notified when new content is posted to the channel. Remember to check out Roast Off Barbecue if you haven't done that already. Have a good night. Stay safe. Go Ducks. And let's try to somehow win a game before 2022 is over, hopefully. Let's go Ducks.